So now we're working on the train. This is a very big project for Introduction to Engineering, IED. And in general, it's a good idea to understand how to do all this on your own. The first feature is something that you need to kind of understand. So if I look at it, there are a bunch of smaller shapes inside of this. The first shape we're going to work on is the rectangle on the bottom. You can clearly see it in here. We're going to make it, and it's very easy to make a rectangle. The issues that students normally have are where the dimensions are. I recommend using your finger and looking at exactly where the line is to what point you want and dragging it over till you see the arrow pointing to that line. So if I'm looking at this rectangle in front, there's a line here. I drag it to the arrow. I see where the arrow points, and the arrow points here. Do not get it confused with this arrow because it doesn't belong to that same line. So then I go down to the other arrow, and from this other line, from the bottom to here, you can tell it's 0.875. So I'm going to make a rectangle that's 0.875 tall. And if we look here, from here to here, I find two lines. So I'm going to go down. Here's an arrow, but it doesn't go down all the way. Here's another arrow, but it only goes to the middle. Here's a third arrow, it doesn't go all the way. And here's a fourth arrow. This arrow does go the span of that rectangle, which is 2. So now I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to create my file, parts. I'm going to make a sketch. I'm going to use the rectangle feature. And I believe the height was 0.875. Tab. And that right there was the height. Now the whole span, like I said, was 2. I accidentally hit enter instead of using the tab button. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to hit dimension. And I can actually dimension this part. So I'm going to click. I click there and I click here. I press 2 and I hit enter. And that's the rectangle that I want. That's that front area right here. Now let's look how long it is. From this corner to here, I can see 2 lines, and I'm going to go all the way down to the arrow. And this arrow from here to here is 5.5. So I'm going to finish sketch, and that's my extrusion, 5.5. It's a good idea not just to use what I write down or type in here, but actually look for that. If you don't, in the future, you're going to have some major problems. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at the cylinder here, and that cylinder is on top. If I look at where the points are, or where the lines come from, I'm going to drag my mouse all the way over to the arrow, and that's 1.375 to where? Where does this other part of the line go from the bottom? So from the bottom to here is 1.375. So I'm going to put a sketch on the front here. And I'm going to actually put a point instead of a circle because I want to dimension exactly where that is. And you can kind of just ballpark it for right now. I'm going to press dimension. I'm going to click from here to here. And I just said it was 1.375, which you need to understand how to get to. Now, the other line, so this was the first line, which was the 1.375. The other line, which I'm going to go down to, I'm going to look for where the arrow is. Look, here's the arrow to this other arrow, and it goes up, is 1. So from this corner to the middle is 1. So from here to here, it should be 1. Now, if I look back, it says my circle here is 0.375. So I'm going to click here. 0.375 or 0.75 is just my radius, so I'm going to multiply that by 2. I'm going to hit enter, and that's my basic circle. Okay, and I'm going to hit extrude, and I'm going to look to see how far this is. So this right here, if I look, I don't see anything very easy, but I know from here to here, I look here is 1.75, correct? So I'm going to do 5.5 minus 1.75 for my extrusion. Now I'm going to change direction. I'm going to make it a full thing. So it's 5.5 minus 1.75. This concludes the first part of my video.